Hello, all my friends out there. I'm back with another podcast. This is going to be a short one, I think. Sometimes I say that and it's not. But let me go ahead and do my business, and that is promoting my wife's book, Leaving Small Town, written by Sue Guy. Find it on Amazon. And also my book, The Offspring of Ignorance. Getting a lot of flack and a lot of good discussion out of it, but I recommend you go out and find it on Amazon and read it by J. Milton Guy. I also want to throw out there all my friends, Jesse Dollamore and Tennessee Brando and Adam Mockery, Michael Popak, Brett, Ben Masilis, and many, many more. Ari Melberg and Rachel Maddow and Fox. I don't know any of these people. They're friends because I read them and I trust them, except Fox. But I do recommend that you go to Fox. But I recommend you go to all the others too. And other places besides what I've mentioned. You check them out. And check them out is key. If you really do that with an open mind, you might be shocked. Just to know how little news you're getting from the contradictory terms of Fox News. I want to start off by saying this, just putting this out there. Illegal immigrants are less likely to commit crimes, especially murder in the United States, than U.S.-born citizens, which is the U.S. citizen, which is more than triple than those undocumented immigrants, and murder is even higher among the U.S. born. I'm not saying there's not a problem on the border. We've always had a problem on the border. Fact of the matter is, when Donald Trump was president, more people came across the border than they did when Joe Biden was president. It's always been a problem. They have an ad now with Bill Clinton talking about the border. It was a problem then. It's something that's going to be ongoing, and we deal with it internally and we deal with it diplomatically. We do not mistreat people. Do not tell lies about people just because they're not like us. But let's be real. It's not about the crime. No, it is absolutely not about the crime. It is about the race. Anytime one person of a different color or different something, and that one person commits a crime, and then that event, in the minds of many people, defines a whole people or a whole race, and that happening collectively in so many minds, that, my friend, is racism. It has nothing to do with crime. If one person does one thing and everybody is a criminal, that's not a society in which we grew in this country. We're better than that. But I'll be honest with you, I, for one, am tired of it. Of this thing with the immigration. As I said, I know it's a problem. I want something done about it too. I don't want anybody mistreated. I don't want children locked up in cages, separated from mamas and daddies. But I do want something to be done about it. It's an issue that bothers a lot of people, and we need to deal with it. But it has been blown way out of proportion. And it's time that we learn that. I, for one, am tired of it. And because it doesn't end there. So many, and I among them, are tired of so much that we're being handed. Jews firing lasers from space in order to start forest fires in California. And MAGA, racist, or ignorant, or both, they just push it aside. And this statement was made by a U.S. congressperson. And then what really gets me, and I don't think people understand, is Trump. Trump, the criminal, calling us, those who lean to the left, far to the left, slightly to the left, and sometimes not even leaning at all, in the middle, and sometimes even to the right of the middle. You don't see things the way Donald Trump is. He means this for all of them, but he's speaking of the left. He says left outside, that we are wicked, we are evil, we are sick. Can you not imagine why this is such an insult coming from a cheater, an adulterer many times over, a rapist, a thief, and more, including a convicted felon many times over? You know, as they say today, and I hear it a lot, can you feel me? Can you feel where I'm coming from? Yet MAGA, the cult, the gullible, misinformed not because the information is not out there, but rather since Donald Trump became their Lord and Master, they lost their ears, they lost their eyes. Yet MAGA and Trump let all these things I mentioned, just let these things pass, and they continue. MAGA groupies, like the characterless Roseanne Barr preaching on dignity and integrity. Can you feel me? Calling us vampires and baby eaters. And Tucker Carlson sits up there just laughing. And Trump and MAGA, they all just laugh it off. They let it pass, and they beg for more. At the polls on the first day of voting, a boisterous woman went off with a pamphlet, said, I'll vote for nothing but Republicans, since 10 states in this country allow abortions after the 9th month, which is a blatant lie pushed by the fascist demagogue Donald Trump. And because MAGA and so many Americans are, since he became Lord and Master, since he says it, they will not hear anything else. And so many others are tired, and this is a pet peeve of mine, so tired of the church and its so-called Christian witnesses spouting off their great faith and their holiness and their goodliness while supporting the worst national leader of any place and of any time since Adolf Hitler. Donald Trump laughs and says, I've been convicted more than Alphonse Capone. Well, I say to Donald Trump, there is a reason for that. You are as much a criminal as Capone ever dreamed of being. And by the way, you were convicted many more times than Alphonse Capone, as you refer to him. I'll throw out a little technical term. I hope I could explain it, because I get lost in it myself sometimes. But there's something called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive refers to what you know in your mind, how your mind deals with things, what you know. Dissonance is a lack of harmony. And when the two come together, things happen. One wants it, whatever it is, to be so much it, even if it's not it, it becomes it. Now see, I lost myself there. Let me say it this way. What you know is right, and what you're seeing is not in harmony with reality. You know better, but desire for whatever it is, blinds you to the truth. Hopefully, it's that. Hopefully, you're being blinded by some collective conscious effort, psychologically as it may be, and not simply that you just don't give a damn. MAGA is experiencing that right now, right along with many Americans. Donald Trump is not what they see. I said that. Donald Trump is not what they see. Donald Trump is what he wants you to see. And in some instances now, because he's got you, you know who you are, he can be anything he wants. He made the statement one time, I can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue or somewhere in New York, and they would not even charge me with it or whatever. I began to believe him, that if some were in charge. Donald Trump is not what they see. The gap between the cognitive, what the mind knows, i.e., what they are seeing and hearing out of their cult leader, Donald Trump, and the dissonance, i.e., the lack of harmony. Something's not right. There's reality, but something is not right. It seems real, but something's not right. And for people like me, who do not like to get too wordy and too technical, I'm only saying this. Donald Trump is a full-fledged, phony, seducing, pillaging, destroying, and preying rather successfully on the gullible, the ignorant, or the just don't give a damn people in this country. And you decide where you fit in on that, or if not. He is as huge a charlatan as Kenneth Copeland, Robin Bullock, Greg Locke, Jesse Duplantis, Hank Kunneman, and the lot of those in the prosperity gospel evangelical realm. Now, and you talk about cognitive dissonance, talk about deception, talk about phonies and antichrist lookalikes. Lump them all together. The so-called evangelical movement and the evangelicals I mentioned above, and Donald Trump and MAGA. You can't tell them apart. You could put them all in one bag marked charlatans. It makes me worry about whose teats, MAGA, I'm talking to you will suck tomorrow. Does it mean anything to you? It does to me. But I don't know if it will be enough. Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation, convicted felon, rape, money for silence, embezzlement, theft, and Johnny come lately, J.D. Vance. None of these things that I mentioned, as horrible, deplorable as they are, even J.D. Vance, I threw in there, none of these has made a difference in so many. I'm afraid it's just accepted. That's not our country. They scared the hell out of me and my family. They scare the hell out of so many Americans. And no American should have to live that way. I just ask you this simple question. How do we go about the pursuit of happiness? As an American, a patriot, a lover of the United States of America, I ask you, where do we begin that pursuit? God bless you, and go vote for Kamala Harris. That's a good place to start. Love you all. See you on the next roundup.